Hi, good to see you on the Gabster channel. We're going to talk today about Jin's DIY DAC. This is a different DAC than before because this is a fully enclosed DAC, and it's not just fully enclosed, it's a slim design. And it is based on my Gabster TD1 DAC and also some of IanCanada's parts as well. And it is designed well and it sounds pretty amazing. So let's have a good look about Jin's DIY DAC and how it's made. Now, Jin did not start with a slim design at the very beginning. His initial build was based on UC Pures and very large supercapacitors, and by the time he was adding all the pieces together, he realizes that it was going to be quite large, at least 10 to 12 inches tall. So in order to build his slim design, he started planning a really cool CNC aluminum design, and this is a really slim profile. And he planned it so carefully, every little detail was planned ahead, everything was measured. So in order to achieve this, he had to use a different power supply. So he used actually IanCanada's linear pi in combination with my Gabster CRLC filters. You can get those on IanCanada's website, IanCanada.ca, and my website, Gabster.ca. Here you can see he's actually using 5 linear power supplies. On the bottom of each one of them, there is a Gabster CRLC filter. And you can see them both here on the side view. And here we can see it all together. And this is the streamer part with the IanCanada's 50Q7 reclocker with 2 beautiful clocks on top. On the side you'll see the transformers, and if we get close you could see that the Gabster TD1 DAC, this is the balanced version, so there's 2 boards here, one for the left channel, one for the right channel. And this is the build all closed up. You could see how neat, clean, and it's all finished, and this is a safe build, I could say. And he's got a cool couple openings on the very top where you could see the very precious TDA chips on the windows. And if we look at the back, this is when we start to see all the jewels of the inputs and output. So on the back you can see on the left the balanced version of the Gabster TD1 DAC, and also there's a single-ended version at the same time. And for the inputs, this is where it's pretty interesting. We have the usual coaxial, optical, and USB inputs, also an I2S input, and a very special input, which is what I call the raw I2S input. This is actually the actual I2S raw input. If you're not familiar with this, if you are on my Patreon channel, you will see how we actually extract the raw I2S input from, for example, an Eversolo T8, and we can send it to the DAC and we can get the real pure I2S signal, and this way we can get the best sound possible. If you are interested in those kind of subjects, extracting I2S signals from popular streamers, make sure to visit my Patreon and join. It's probably one of the best things you might want to do, and also will support the channel at the same time. I'll put a link of my Patreon in the description below. As for the digital 15-volt side, he's actually using 5 LIC capacitors. These are a hybrid between batteries and capacitors type, and he's actually using, I think, 5 of them to make the 15-volt. And he found out that with my CRLC filter, it sounded as good as using the big capacitors. I did a video on those LIC hybrid capacitors once, and because they're like batteries, just make sure their voltage doesn't drop below 2.5 volt or something like that. And I learned something new here from Jin, because at the time I didn't have my CRC filters, and now that I do, I'm going to try them, because he actually liked the combination of the two, because the CRLC filter can bring the ESR to 200 microohms, and that seems to, I guess, make them sound a lot better than what they were on their own. So what about the sound? I had to swap the song so I don't get a copyright with one of my recordings from Fate XY.
Not enough. It's not enough.
So I'm gonna read you the email that Jin sent me describing the sound, and I will put a full copy of it in the description below. He first apologized that English is not his language, and he's just have things translated by Google, so he apologized if there's any awkwardness, but it actually sounded pretty good. And so he talks that his main DAC is the Denafrips Terminator DE. This is a Korean version, he said, and its sound has been a benchmark for his audio. He said he's built 4 DACs using the TDA1541 chip. So this is not his first DAC. I have designed the circuits myself and purchased and built boards that are famous in the DIY community. Each had many good qualities, but none achieved the complete sound of the TD1. So this is pretty good. He's talking that he actually tried various boards from different places and that the TD1 sounded the best for him. So the sound of the TD1, as I perceived it, is a large holographic soundstage with a great 3-dimensionality, where a slightly exaggerated width and depth of the stage. The vocal tone and other elements are well harmonized. Songs that pull at the heartstrings sound very appealing. There's a bit of translation things here, but anyway, nonetheless, we got the idea. After hearing the TD1 sound, I wanted to put it in a proper case. My initial build used 4 UC Pure power supplies, which resulted in a full-size amplifier chassis that was 250 millimeter tall. That's roughly 10 inches. I tried various things because I wanted to make the case smaller and slimmer without sacrificing sound quality. When I use sized hybrid capacitors instead of large EDLCs, EDLCs are like the big capacitors for the digital side, I didn't notice any difference in sound, and the size was reduced. However, when I connected the hybrid caps to the TD1 board, the sound sometimes felt hard and brittle. I'm not entirely sure itself was my imagination. I was very intrigued after seeing your CRC boards on your channel. I then configured the digital and analog power supplies by connecting 5 CRC boards to a linear Pi. As a result, I was able to complete a very slim and easy transportable DAC. So he's basically talking that he tried the big capacitors first, but because they was too big, then he found that the CRLC filters combined with the IanCanada's linear Pi produced the same sound as using the big auto capacitors. And that's a good testament for both the linear Pi and my Gabster CRLC filter. The sound is almost identical to the previous setup using UC Pure. I compared them carefully for quite a long time, but to my ears I could not detect any differences. That's pretty good. It was a lot of fun inviting friends from the local Korean audio community to my listening room to compare it with several other DACs. One even compared it with a retail DAC sold in Korea for $20,000, and more than half of the people raised their hands for the TD1 sound. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Thank you for giving me deep inspiration in my audio life. Best regards. He then talks about his system and what's it made of. His speakers are the Z3 Cryo, the amplifier is NCDV-S3, the preamplifier is the Holo Audio Serene, and he's got the streamer, the Ever Solo T8. I'm going to put the full detail about everything that he wrote in his email, a copy basically of his email in the description below. It's easier sometimes if you read it for yourself. It's interesting to see that a DAC that I built initially for myself is now currently recognized all around the world as one of the best DACs, and I think that's a compliment for both the DAC that I actually made and most importantly for IanCanada that actually provided some very impressive ways to reclock the signal and provide some boards in the power supply world that's really good power supplies. Altogether made an impressive Gabster TD1 DAC. If you like all these things, you might be interested in joining my Patreon, where we have a group of us where we talk about these things, and a lot of people share their different builds and different questions. Also talk about extracting I2S signals from different commercial DACs that helps improve the sound as well, and lots of different topics. I'll put a link of my Patreon in the description below. You can also support the channel by just simply subscribing to the channel. I'll put a couple videos in the corner here about different builds, other people that built some beautiful DIY DACs as well. And this gives you a little flavor of what other people are doing. Take care, and I hope to see you again.